Alright, so chances are you clicked on this video because you feel like you're a nice person, but no one really respects you. And so I'm going to break down exactly why that is and exactly how you can change it. So hit subscribe if you're ready to build some confidence that lasts. So first of all, the main problem is most guys just think they're being nice, but in reality they're just being weak. I'm sorry to break it to you, but like a lot of nice behavior, for example, being agreeable or being helpful, is actually just fear-based behavior. And I'll explain why. So Jordan Peterson, he's a psychologist. I remember him saying how people mistake kindness for weakness because of the incapacity for aggression. So basically, if you're not capable of violence and then you act super nice and super weak, it's not actually because you're nice, it's because you're not capable of any violence. So you're only truly nice and it's only really impressive when you have the capacity for violence and you control it. So let's give an example. Let's say some idiot, some guy, let's say me, I'm 6'5", I weigh like 90 kilos. I've been going to the gym a few years. Let's say I bump into some really, and it's my fault, I bump into some like really like 5 foot tall, super skinny guy with like zero confidence. If I bump into him and he says nothing, is he being weak? Is he being nice or is he being weak? Because I would argue he has no capacity for anger. He knows that he'll lose that fight in a second. So it's not really being nice, is it? Whereas if I did that to some guy who's my height or even tall, like 6'6", 6'7", and is like a martial arts expert and is 100 kilos and he's just a complete unit, and he doesn't do anything back, it's because he has the capacity to kill me, but he still controls it. So in order to be nice, that's the difference between being nice and being weak, basically. So being nice pretty much signals you have no boundaries. Like you have no backbone, you won't stand up for yourself. The whole thing about performative males, like you're being inauthentic, you don't really say what you believe, but a lot of yes men behavior, like you just say, oh yes boss, whatever you say, like you just try to make people feel happy. And people can sense this from miles away, especially women, because I think women are more like emotionally in tune than men. So they can really, they can smell this please like me energy. And so, if you're trying to act, super like a super nice guy and you love everyone, bro, they can tell that you're just being a dickhead, and so they don't like you. And guys can sort of tell as well. Some guys can, whatever. So, in my personal experience, respect isn't earned through agreeability; it's through strength. So many of my male friends disagree with me on things, but I can respect them because they're able to stand up for it and they're able to articulate it. And a lot of the time, I know people who literally say yes to everything I say. Like, side point, but it's a really quick side point. I remember talking to this one guy, and I just noticed he was saying yes to everything I said. So I literally got in a conversation with him. I said an opinion. I got him to agree with it. 3 sentences later, I said an opinion that completely contradicted the previous thing, and he agreed with it as well. So it's like, bro, what the hell? Like, some people just say yes to everything you say, and it just makes you not respect them. So, secondly, basically, why no one respects these nice guys is like evolutionary wiring. Like it's literally built into our brains. Humans are wired to respect leadership and direction. For example, leaders throughout history, like Bonaparte or whatever, they weren't nice. They were decisive, right? Like men respect other men who have balls, and women are attracted to men who can protect and provide, not men who apologize for existing. I know this is sort of obvious stuff, but the modern twist is like, it doesn't mean being an asshole or being a dickhead. It just means having a spine, being able to stand up for yourself. This pisses me off. I know so many people who just think, oh, if I'm just nice enough, then she'll choose me. If I just message her enough and ask her about how her day is, and I help her, if I listen to her complain about her ex-boyfriend, then bro, she's just using you, bro. Like, you're just invisible. You just become the safe option or the backup plan at best, and at worst, she's just texting another guy that she likes while you're buying her shit and you're listening to her complain. So, like, she'll just use you as the excuse, as the venting option when she has guy drama, but you won't actually be the one who causes it. No mystery. She knows exactly how you'll react to everything. Like, you're just boring, and you'll just say yes to whatever she wants. Like, they want to be they want to be led, bro. They don't want to be the leaders, and you just being all feminine and listening to them, right? And the same thing for male friendships too. Like, bro, guys, they don't invite you to things because they know you'll just complain. They don't ask your opinion on tough decisions because they know you'll just agree. So it's the reverse is true, right? So if somebody who complains about things all the time, you won't invite them because they just suck. But somebody that says yes to things all the time, you don't invite them because they have no authenticity. They have nothing to base it on. It's like, I don't know how to phrase it, but it's just, if somebody, I think I heard a quote where if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. In the sense that if everything is okay, then really you have zero opinion and your whole like moral framework is broken. So I know that's a bit of a deep quote about, just fixing yourself when you're a nice guy, but just think about, just saying yes to everything means your yes becomes meaningless, if that makes sense. So next is about reclaiming some of that healthy aggression, because obviously I've told you what's wrong with it. Now we're going to fix it. So aggression, obviously I'm not advocating violence. That's the first thing I'm just going to say, like some stupid disclaimer or something, because some retard is going to just try to start fights for no reason after watching this. So I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about like drive, ambition, assertiveness, competition, disagreement. Like, for example, Michael Jordan, listen to some quotes from his teammates. All of his teammates say, bro, that guy, he was screaming at us during training, like he was an animal, like he was relentless. He wasn't a dickhead, but he was still relentless, and he trained. Society, side point again, society kills your edge. Like, you get the school system, sit down, be quiet, because don't cause any problems. Or you have cultural messaging about, oh, toxic masculinity. You're just having men afraid to just act like men. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, we've confused aggression with violence or abuse. So it's a bit retarded. The world just needs to wake up. You need to wake up. That you need to stop apologizing for just existing. I'll give you a personal story here, because this is fully authentic. This is what happened to me. So, bro, I used to be so disagreeable when I was 6 to 8 years old. Like, I know this is a long time ago, but just stick with me. It's like a 1 minute, 2 minute story, but I think it will give you value. So when I was 6 to 8 years old, like kindergarten, year 1, year 2, bro, kindergarten, I remember I like bit the teacher, I like kicked the principal in the butt. Like, bro, I was a menace. I remember in year 1, and because I was a menace, people didn't like me, whatever. They thought I was a bit retarded. For some people didn't. Some people really liked me. But I still remember beating up this kid who was in year 2 when I was in year 1, and because he was bullying some girls in my class, so I wasn't just being a dickhead. Like, there was a reason to it. So like, yeah, I was pretty much a menace, right? And anyway, instead of thinking, oh, that kid's got high testosterone, or oh, that kid's a bit fidgety or whatever, I got diagnosed with ADD. And I went on a bunch of medications and went to some special school with kids with like autism and that, like pretty much a retard school. And the funny thing is, I was placed, in terms of the intelligence stuff, like I was placed with the kids like 2-3 years older than me, because the kids my age had learning difficulties or whatever. So the kids 3 years older than me were pretty much what the actual level of kids my age in real life would be, right? And so I was on these medications and I pretty much became a pussy. Like, and when I came back from the school, sure, I had no behavioral issues, but I also had no drive for anything, no competitiveness. And just a byproduct of those pills, I got super like fat because they increased my appetite. So just some little fat kid, bro, no friends, and no one really liked me because I had no purpose for anything, no direction in sport, no direction in school, bro, nothing. So slowly I grew back. I got off the medication like year 4. So my natural personality started coming back towards the end of year 6. Bro, year 7 to 8, same thing. I started pushing back because I decided to reinvent myself in high school. Bro, I was like trolling teachers, like playing little soundboard apps. I was chucking shit, like paper balls. We should chuck them up at the fan and like let the fan hit it at the teacher. I know that's like, and again, I'm not advocating that's being like a dickhead. But guess what? Bro, I had heaps of friends and a few relationship with girls. Like, both in year 7 and year 8, I had a girl both years, which I was talking to, different girl, which I was talking to for like 6 months at least. Video messaging, video calls, meeting up constantly. Bro, I literally had to turn girls down. Like, I know, lady killer, but literally, bro, I had girls coming up to me asking for my number or like giving me compliments, like, oh, you have very pretty eyes, and I had to be like, yeah, no, sorry, I'm already talking to a girl. Like, I'm not interested. Like, bro, I ain't trying to brag or something, but what I'm trying to say is that they were just naturally drawn to that aggressive energy, that aggression, which is why you need the aggression, because the girls are naturally drawn to that aggression, even if they act like, oh, you're just being a dickhead, bro. Then what they say and how they act is completely different, right? And I had heaps of friends as well, if I didn't mention that already. I had many people wanting to be friends with me. I didn't have to do any work. Like, people just come up and want to talk to me. And then COVID happened. Guess what? Stayed at home, no socializing, became docile and submissive again. Went to school, had no friends, no girls interested in me for years. I'm saying years, bro. And then eventually I got like one or two friends, slowly built it up, and now where I am now when I reclaim the aggression. And bro, life's good right now. Like I'm telling you, I've said this 50 times. I've had more friends in the last month or so, made more friends, and met up with more girls, got more girls' numbers in the last like 1 or 2 months than I have in the first 6 months of this year. So it's ridiculous. But anyway, if you're still with me after that story, I appreciate you. So yeah, very like you need to be a guy that can fight for someone, like fight for something. In male friendships, yeah, having that drive, having that ability to fight for something is super valuable. And for a woman, being able to fight for them is valuable as well, right? So if somebody's being disrespectful to your friend or to your girl, either way, imagine you say, "Oh, just ignore him," or words can't hurt me. Sticks and stones may break my bro. Some bullshit like that's like the girl or the guy, whatever. They might say, "Oh yeah, it's so good that you're in control," but in their head, bro, they're probably thinking, "Bro, that guy's such a pussy." It's about directed strength. It's not about causing fights, but it's about retaliating when somebody start some shit, and it's time to stand up for yourself, right? You don't need to be that cool, calm, collected guy in the corner who just doesn't say anything, and then the next week you're thinking, "Oh, I wish I said that, or I should have said that," and you're in some stupid mental feedback loop. But just get that anger out, get that aggression out, and say, "Shut up, you dickhead," and then calm down, and then you won't be thinking about it for the rest of the week because you've had that outlet of anger, right? So basically, the key distinction is aggression in service, so something greater than yourself, not just an ego. All right, next we're going to talk about polarization. I don't know, polarization. It's pretty much just think about, how do I describe this? Think about like a spectrum, right? Let's say this is my left hand. I think it's on the right for you, but whatever. Let's say this side is feminine and this side is masculine, right? So over here you have like purpose, direction, etc. This side you have like, I don't know, like emotions and whatever. Polarization is about being a man, is about getting to this masculine side as much as possible. About being a woman, it's about getting to this feminine side as possible. But a lot of the time, especially in society, people are becoming more and more depolarized. They're coming more and more to the center. So oftentimes, everyone tries to please everyone, and that sort of comes into you're a bit depolarized because that aggression, that dominance, you start to become depolarized. So that's the idea of polarization, is going to the other side. But there's another form of polarization, which is because polarizing just means, two extremes. So in the polarization I'm talking about now is pretty much like having an opinion that sends you one way or the other. Because lots of people try to please everyone, right? So if you try to please everyone, you're pretty much pleasing no one. Like I was saying at the start, you become bland and forgettable. The guy with controversial opinions on social media gets more engagement than Mr. Generic. So when you actually have something to stand for, naturally you repel some people, but you also attract some people. So that's what I'm saying about polarizing. If you have a belief like, just so I don't get cancelled, let's say something really safe, like going to the gym is pretty much essential. Getting exercise is pretty much essential for guys our age, and if you don't go to the gym or exercise, you're lazy, right? Then you have some social media dopamine addicted video game kids who are like, "Oh no, I'm getting my coordination and my brain is getting stimulated from video games," and so they don't like you. We have plenty of other people saying, "Oh yeah, we like you," right? So you polarize people, and the magic is you attract people that are really into you and really like you, as opposed to just a bunch of people who don't really like you, right? They say I was saying in my last video, 20 colleagues versus 5 real friends. It's like that. So don't be contrarian just to be difficult, but be authentic about what you actually believe in and stand up for something that you believe to be true. And people might not always agree with you, but chances are a lot of people respect you for standing up for what you believe in, even if they don't personally agree with everything. And so lastly, let's just get to some practical steps. So firstly, just don't answer every text immediately. Just have a life. Like, don't feel like you need to answer everything immediately. That's kind of stupid. If somebody's making fun of you or something, or they make a joke you think it's offensive or something, if it's truly something you don't like, just tell them, "Oh, I don't like that." Or if somebody asks you for your opinion and you think like I've had people ask me, oh, do you like this shirt or do you like this? Bro, I'll be honest with them. I'll tell them, no, I don't like it. It looks bad. Most of the time, they appreciate the feedback, right? So just stop, and also stop apologizing for things that aren't your fault. Real quick, you can join the Discord right now. First link in description to get much more conversational hacks and improvement tips. So yeah, join the Discord if you're interested, and yeah, you'll find a bunch more resources there that will help you practically improve your social life. So another practical thing is developing your options. So you want to develop your opinions. I misread my notes. So you want to like pick 3 topics you're actually interested in and research them, and then express some genuine opinions in real life. And also stop asking, oh, what do you think? And be comfortable in saying, here's what I think. Of course, don't just talk about yourself. Like, this is obvious stuff, but be comfortable in giving your opinion too. Physical presence, I'll make a separate video on this, but just the basic thing: stand up straight, shoulders back, open body language, eye contact, all that obvious stuff. Because if you don't have it, again, like you're just acting like a little weak, nice guy, and whatever. With your voice, tone of voice, speaking loud, speaking confidently, not speaking super fast, all of that sort of stuff. I mean, this is sort of obvious things, but just don't neglect them. Next, embrace constructive conflict. So just disagree with something that you actually disagree with, or say, I see it differently. Don't just nod along if you disagree with something. Or you could even say, oh, I respect your opinion, but here's my opinion, it's different, or something like that. You don't have to be a dickhead about any of this stuff. And lastly is about the real definition of masculine. So because I'm talking about being a nice guy versus being a real, like, a confident masculine man, whatever. So I don't want to hear some dickheads in the comments talking about, oh, like, all of this is a scam, whatever. But if you're still watching this, chances are you have a similar mindset anyway. So, the classic protection, provision, like providing purpose, presence, the P's, standing up for people who can't stand up for themselves, building something bigger than yourself, creating value, being fully engaged, not distracted, having direction beyond just being liked, that sort of stuff. Like, you can be kind and strong. Think about like the optimal father figure who's playful with his kids, but he still commands respect from other adults. It's not about choosing between either one. It's about choosing authenticity over performance. Like those performative males, bro. That's why they get no mut, bro. That's why they get no girls, because they get their little. Oh, I'm a male feminist. Oh, I love reading male feminism books, and I actually don't know much about these performative males because I don't associate with them. Oh, bubble tea. Oh, I love bubble tea, and well, look at me, everyone, bro. They don't give a shit, right? You think that these guys are getting anything, bro? They might be stuck in some friend zone, giving their attention to some girl who's not giving them a shred back, but bro, they're not attracted to that because they can smell the inauthenticity. So yeah, performative male is like the most retarded thing ever. This matters beyond dating though. Like in your career, you're promoting, like, people respect you. You're promoting a personality that people respect, not one that they pity. In friendships, real friends want people who challenge them and have their back. At least for me, bro, I know 3 people off the top of my head that I will ask their opinion and I can trust they won't bullshit me, and that they'll if I need help, if I need money, or if I want to start a business, like, I'll call them in. Like 3 people, bro, trust me, these people, and they're always in my mind. So you're very, very valuable if you can do this. Self-respect, like, bro, how can anybody else respect you if you don't respect yourself? And if you have self-respect, everything is easier, trust me. Like, that's just something that's obvious. Every area of your life improves if you respect yourself more. And lastly, leadership. Any area of your life, go towards leadership positions. Volunteer first, bro. Like, again, not trying to brag or whatever. I've been doing this training course for becoming a personal trainer, and oftentimes we do group work activities because one of the modules is like working in groups. So you have to be able to demonstrate you can work with other people. Every single time, pretty much the group, almost every single group project, they need a leader. Every single time, the people just, not even me, the people literally just say, oh, like, you should lead, you're the best speaker, or, oh yeah, I think you should be the leader. I just give off that presence, right? So that's something you should want, because then people respect you. Like, I literally get that respect, and then people say, not from my group, come up to me after and say, oh, I really liked your thing, I thought your speech was really, really good, right? So you just command that presence, that dominance, that respect, and it all comes from this leadership, this masculinity. Like, these are all interconnected, right? So the bottom line is, Being a man is about standing up for yourself, not being a dickhead. It's about combining kindness with strength and gentleness with backbone. You know, the yin and the yang. You know, all this stuff all molds together. It fits into one neat little puzzle. Like, it's not just one or the other. It's both. The world doesn't need more pushovers. It needs more men with principles. So stop apologizing for taking up space and start adding value from a place of strength. So just slowly increase your assertiveness throughout the week. Like, just start off with practice one small boundary, and then express a genuine opinion, and then address conflicts. You know, do stuff like that. Just build up, build up, build up. Like, you were built to be a force. If you're a man, you were built to be a force for good for this world right now. Yeah, you were made to change the world, to get a purpose bigger than yourself and pursue it and make the world a better place. This requires strength, not just niceness. And the paradox is, when you try so hard to be liked, more people will actually like you less. So stop trying, and you'll naturally attract more people. Be the guy that people can count on to tell the truth and stand strong. Look, if this video interests you, subscribe, because I post videos almost every day with similar advice that will help your life. Comment what's one thing you're going to change to be more assertive, and like if you're ready to stop being the nice guy and start being the guy people respect. Thanks for watching.